Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud. And this is All Stars 2, Episode 8. The mission was Dive and Conquer, where you have to you have to hold a rope with your partner and you have to run. I think it's a half a mile there to the Camote, and then another half mile back, obviously. So every time is a mile, a trip, and they have to recognize a wall full of like these bull skulls. They're all colorful and stuff. It looks very difficult, and it is. It does prove to be difficult. And no, the final is. It's a mini one. You get to have a little taste test of what would happen when they're in the finals. And since these pairs won't be switching off come the final, at least they shouldn't. This is kind of the opposite of Spies, Lies, and Allies, where they were just suddenly put together for like the last leg of the race. But this mini final does represent that last leg of the race, where they had to like just run up a mountain, see the code, the number, and then run back, and then try and figure that out, So imagine that, but like, instead of numbers at the very end, they had this fucking elaborate puzzle, and they did have to go up and down the mountain. That would be nuts. So, this is a good episode. It shows a lot of different sides of people. First of all, I just want to say it's good because Brad and Jody don't win again. Now, you could love them, and you could hate them, but it is nice to get a little bit of difference. Something, a little change up here and then. Yeah. It was cool. I was like, finally, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't like the seasons in where the same team dominates, or like the same pair, or the same single person dominates, what's going on throughout the entire season. It can get very boring. You appreciate what they do, but you do like the ebb and flows, the dynamic shifts of a season, So this is nice overall. What happens? I guess I'll go in order from sixth place, last place to first, and really it's interesting as well going into this because the house is shown to be divided. There's 3 teams on. They don't really have an alliance name, do they? Because we know the Palace, right? But the other, they're not as exciting. They don't even give themselves a name. Come on, man. And really, the boring ones are on that other alliance. Let's just say that. That kind of helps. Let's get into 6th place. And again, for the three-peat for Jasmine, last place. Oh my gosh, this is too bad. Latarian, he's very patient with her and stuff. But Jasmine is one of those people that have come back where it's not a like, oh, you've gotten better. You've somehow changed. Motherhood changed you, for instance, or something changed you, life. Where they find this inner thing and this inner power, inner strength, or whatever. But Jasmine just wasn't able to showcase that. Compare her with Janae. Although Janae's always been slightly better than Jasmine, Janae all of a sudden became so much better, especially in these All-Stars. Yeah. She's had my attention since All Stars, especially that finale where I'm like, holy crap! Like you really have something there. If you compare that to and then I don't know, you gotta Kendall. How about that? Kendall was decent. She was okay back when she was on Inferno. And then she comes back and she's a fucking workhorse. She's incredible, you know? But that's just not the case with Jasmine, you know? Let me think of who else. I don't know. It's just that's what we tend to witness on these All-Stars spin-offs. But it's too bad. Yeah. And to jump forward, you know, she gets eliminated. She avoided elimination that one time, right? How did they do? I think she says that she's in pain and stuff like that, but other people do as well. I don't know. I don't remember too much. Fifth place, we have Tech and Ayana. Yeah, this is... I don't know. When it came to the puzzle, remember when Laterrian was like looking at hers, and then she's like, no, don't, what the fuck, don't do that, you know, and shit. Laterrian's like, oh, fuck off, you know. And it sucked that they were at each other like that, because Tech should have been like, holy shit, who cares? Let's work together. Let's make sure one of us wins, because Tech says that, but in the confessional, you know, he should have said that right then and there. So like, holy shit, guys. Let's work together. Because none of their alliance, none of the palace, none of the three kings wins this one. And they could have, right then and there, they could have said, holy shit, what are we doing? What are we doing here, guys? Let's work together. Yeah, because no one else is around, you know, to say like, hey, that's not right, you know, shit like that. But Tech and Ayana, they get fifth. If I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit, Ayana, she's the one, you know, she cleans up after everybody and calls everybody privileged and stuff like that. And then later, her admission that she ate the salad, that she ate Jody's salad, was the most bizarre scene, but such a great performance. Like, Ayana, just where's she been the entire time? You know, that's sort of the case of all-star people, where they're like, all of a sudden, they're fully fleshed out. I've already said this in a previous episode. Yeah. Zold, right? Who cares? People developing, you know, characteristics and shit. It's been called out already, you know. But no, yeah, she stays quiet. Tex tells her not to say anything, you know, because she made a big fuss about it. Like, her and Jasmine almost clashed over this situation. And Tech is like, you're not going to say anything except for yes and no or something like that. Just shut up, you know, wait. And she did. As soon as it was voted, they put in Nehemiah and Melinda over Tech and Ayana. And as soon as that voting was official, that is when Ayana is like, Jody, I ate your salad. Like, and I loved it. Every morsel. I don't even remember the lines because I only watched it once, but it was so good. and like when this is going on, everyone's laughing. Like, I would have laughed too. Like, this was so bizarre and great. And Jody does nothing. She's like, oh, well, I bought that salad, so you're welcome. You know. Now, that is Jody in a nutshell. We could talk about her next, actually. But yeah, Jody, she's a great performer. Like, in terms of athletics in the missions, she'll just dominate. But she has no personality. She's a block of wood, you know. Next, let's get on to Brad and the block of wood. But what a powerful block of wood it is. She is, you know. I'm not trying to diss her at all, you know. But this is the first time, holy shit, where there's some errors, there's some faults to be found in this pair. First of all, I think it might boil down to the fact that when they got to the that water area, what is it called? I pronounced it already, but I don't remember it. Kumite. That's not it. That would have been great. You got to jump down there and you got to fight Van Damme. God damn it. But Brad and Jody, they jump in first, but they didn't see on the side was life vests, life preservers that you could swim with and shit. So the whole time, every time they went, they didn't pick those out. They just swam. You know, what would you call that? Bareback? No, I don't know. But so it's already hard, a little bit harder on themselves. So that is, I think, culminates in how Jody's feeling and shit like that. You know, because Brad keeps his cool. You know, he really does. Like, Brad's one of the greatest of all time. You know, I mean, these are two of the greatest of all time, but Brad doesn't get rattled, really. He's always been way more mature for his age. But yeah, because eventually Jody's like, I didn't even pay attention to the horns. Like, they're all different colored and stuff like that. So yeah, it starts to kind of mount up on Jody, because when they do finally pass, they get fourth, but Jody's like crying. She's like, holy shit, I don't think I could have done that one more time. Like, seriously. Like, she was really like confining it to Brad, and Brad's like, shut up. You know, don't let everyone see you at your lowest, you know. But it also is probably just Brad being Brad, like, no, you're fine. You know, like, you gotta be positive and shit like that. But yeah, Jody, when she doesn't, I guess she left her salad out for like 2 hours, and there was that giant mess, and that's when Ayanna was like, she ate the salad, and Jody thought she just threw it out or whatever, but I don't know. Sure, you can side with Jody, as in like, hey, fuck, I left a salad out for 2 hours. I would never eat that salad. How fast does it take for a salad to die? I don't know. I'm just saying. That moment, right when Ayanna's like, like putting on a performance of a lifetime. And Jody's like, no. Sorry, I don't do this. You know, that's Jody in a nutshell. Fucking gifted athlete and like zero personality, you know? Like, at the end of, when I cover a season, at the end of every season, I have an episode where I cover the final, and then I give it out an Oscar ripoff of challenge awards to people. You know, like best male challenger, best female challenger, and so forth. And Jody, even though she won the duel, I covered the duel, I didn't give her a single award, because I'm like, there were so many other people that, like, grabbed your attention who didn't have to win every mission, but still, like, you know, like Diem. Remember Diem? Her story was so much more than Jody, even though Jody won constantly. Yeah, nothing's changed about Jody. She is like, it's like she never left, honestly. So let's move on to third place, which is Nehemiah and Melinda. I don't remember anything wrong with this team. They're doing solidly. They're gonna win the elimination coming up. Yeah, and it's great. You know, I guess this is what I'll say. You know, Melinda has always had Danny by her side, and I'm not saying it's Danny's fault, but it's just that like, this is for real her first season without him, right? Or was it Cutthroat? I don't think Danny was on Cutthroat. But either way, I'm saying she's different now. You know, she's, I don't know, she's developed into more of a person and whatever. God, I just feel like I'm just repeating myself when I'm like, Nehemiah, he used to not say shit back on the Duel and like Duel 2, you know, Gauntlet 3, and now he's got zingers and shit. He's fucking cracking jokes. He you know, he's got a sense of I don't know. He's mature but God damn it. But this is all repeat, right? Who cares? People grow. We get it. Second place, we have Darrell and Janelle. Darrell and Janelle, they get second place. They could have won first. They could have been really close. You know, they are really close. They're a very dangerous team. They're always like right there or winning. Darrell is able to work very well with a partner. He's one of the best. He's you know, the only time that's never worked for him was Cara Maria in Fresh Meat 2, but he turned that around with her in Champs versus Pros. Yeah. But then, like, even when he was with Amber B and then he got eliminated, he like, when he was hugging her goodbye, he's like, just go with CT. He'll work with you and shit like that. Because he already put in all that work in with her, you know, I'm sure, making sure she ran every day with him and stuff like that, because, like, that's something he does. But, like, his work with Aviv in Fresh Meat 1, you know, like, he's one of the greatest partners you could ever hope to have. On to number one, Janae and MJ. They win the thing. That's awesome. Again, Janae's like, she's shown an entirely different side of herself. She's, yeah, whatever. Who cares? I don't know why. I'm just assuming people are like, oh, God. If he mentions one last time that someone has matured or something, you know who hasn't? MJ. He's the same old, like, he looks exactly the same and he behaves the same. He's just some big fucking Texas dude, Viking looking dude, you know. He's like, well, shit, you know. He's had the same alliance people in the Duel 2 the last time we saw him, I think. He was with Brad, you know, or shit like that. They win though. They do have that moment where they're toying with the idea of putting in one of these hardcore players like Brad and Jody or Darrell and Janelle. And I think wasn't it MJ who was like, apparently Brad and Jody, but especially Brad, are just like very, you know, uber confident in themselves. They're like, good luck beating us, you know. And I think it's MJ that brings that up. And then they're like, okay, who are we putting in? And Janae's like, okay, we're going to put in Brad and Jody and Darrell and Janelle, you know? Like, we're going to swing big. And MJ's like, do it. And then, like, it cuts to a commercial and it cuts back. He's like, I'm just kidding. Shit like that. And Janae's like, I was kidding too. Totally. Oh, my God. Let's see here. They're not... who wins? Nehemiah and Melinda, you know, when they win that elimination, they're going automatically to the final, you know. And I think they should have done it. I know it would have been controversial, you know, it really would have shook up the house. But it is sticking to your alliance. But really, like, holy shit, can you guys beat Darrell and Janelle and Brad and Jody in a final? Well, now you got to try and beat Nehemiah and Melinda. But I mean, those two teams that I just mentioned, Darrell and Janelle and Brad and Jody, they are mega forces. And if I was, they should have tried to throw someone in there against Jasmine and Latarian, you know. Who knows? Maybe the shock of being betrayed by their own alliance would have had them packing, you know. Who knows? But that's not how things go. They're like, no, I'm kidding. We're not gonna. He's like, I'm MJ. I'm still stagnant water, you know. Calm. Don't ruffle no feathers and shit like that. But Janae was like, I'm surprised Janae didn't say, like, how about we do it, you know? Was this the episode where they showed a flashback to Zach? That horrible, horrible man? That fucking woman-hating man-child? Like, ugh, gross. I've been saying that shit for years, and I'm glad that at least we get a glimpse of, like, how much of a douche Zach was, and how much he just despises women. But Jenna's like, I haven't despise me. Oh my god, yeah. So whatever. What else have we mentioned? I think that's about it. Yeah. What is it called? The elimination is called like Clockwork, where you gotta. Oh yeah, that was interesting. There's like the puzzle answers are on the floor, in the booth in the column, and it's raining sand on you. It's pouring sand, like you're like in the sands of an hourglass. And someone is John Black, and someone else is Stefano, and someone else is Sammy, and someone else is Bo. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, I know my Days of Our Lives apparently, but like from the fucking early '90s. Like Clockwork. But no, I appreciated this. This was cool. You had to wipe the sand and shit and instruct the person putting the wheels together, and you could just tell that they would work, like, you know, when you started to twist it. It was cool. I liked this elimination a lot. I thought this was a cool idea. And it sucks to see Laterian leave. Like, you know, he's like one of my favorite parts of these spin-offs. And it'd be kind of cool to mesh the seasons together. You know, let some all-stars onto the regular. Because Darrell, Brad, Derek, they're on the regular season all the fucking time, you know? It's weird that they're it's cool, but it is also kind of weird that they're playing this spin-off, you know? But, hey man, that's the end of the episode, basically, and I don't want to do this anymore. So, like, subscribe, comment. This was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.